Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated and this is Goblin Sushi. A big thank you to the devs, Old Cake Factory, for sending me on a copy to check out. This is your traditional restaurant type sim, where you put ingredients together to meet the demands of your various customers with a bit of a roguelike element, because we're actually going to be developing our menu as we go along. So here is our restaurant in a cave, and here are our first lovely customers, and they are looking for, what exactly are they looking for? Onigiri. So we're told it's base price, we have a multiplier, its minimum sales price, and the ingredients that it's going to take. So we can close our recipe book, throw out the recipes, or throw out the ingredients, roll up the mat, and out goes the first one. So we have all of your regular pieces from the genre. We have the meter telling us how happy people are. These plates need to be removed. I'm going to let this pass down because we have an unhappy customer. And we can start taking these plates, which will allow other people to appear. We have a robot, a goblin robot. Now, as we get experience from people completing their meals and as we pick up the plates, we get the option to upgrade and expand our restaurant. So we can see here that we can basically have 5 items for sale and a number of upgrades of various different tiers. So if we close up the book again, we can see what to pick from. We'll go with this one. Tamago Hosomaki. So we're going to see some new ingredients put into our container. And we're actually running low on them at the moment. Now, what do we need for this guy again? Uh-oh, the piggy bank has appeared. So, rice, seaweed, and slugs, basically. So we'll roll that up. That'll go out. Here is the landlord. First of all, we need to put down some rice cooking. What we can also do is flip across here and order some new stuff. This guy wants to be fed, but he wants to be fed money. So we have 120 goblin gold out of the 120 rent that's needed. And that goes out to him on a platter. Uh-oh, and if we get the wrong stuff, we have our return. So the landlord nommed down on all the money that we've been collecting, and off he goes. So we've another interesting collection of stuff to pick from. So we have the base prices, and there are upgrades that will come along that will impact the value of these items, and also the value of items that include a certain amount of ingredients. So I'm going to go for... Love me some taco fries. Love me some taco fries. So we have another upgrade, and we have more rice. We can get more rice from the rice cooker. We can get no more cleanup, which I think is the one that I'm going to go with. Consumers, or customers, will also eat their plate. So at the moment, when the food goes out, they eat the food. We have to clean up that area, or another customer cannot come in to take the place. And then we have Poop Tasty. A new customer that will only eat poop. So if you put the wrong ingredients on the table and mix them together, you get poop. And this fine, respectable gentleman will eat the poop. We'll go with no more cleanup. So now they're literally just inhaling the food. The piggy bank has gone out again. So I'm actually going to have to let some... So what's happening is that a customer is maybe eating something. So they're all eating before this goblin at the end gets to it. And that is maybe the problem with not having the plates on the table. It's getting harder to control who gets fed what, when. Uh-oh, need to order some items. So less stress. Basically, our customers have more patience. We can get a new meal, strawberry juice. And we don't need to get ingredients for that. So that is usually one that I take. So, how do you make strawberry juice? Why, with these strawberries. Somebody's left. I'm getting distracted trying to explain the game. Now, the landlord has come in looking for his money. I do not have it at the moment, so he's going to have to wait there. He's fine. He's grand. Creating a dish that includes salmon as an ingredient produces one more of that dish. We only have one item with salmon, but it is an expensive one to make. So if I take that item, what it will do is it will produce 2 of these at a time. I'm trying to see what... I think, yeah, that's probably going to be the only one that we're going to get. So there's a couple of these double items. I might take the rice cooker. They love watching the rice being cooked. Now, what's going to happen here, by the looks of it, is we're actually going to run out of time. Our poor old landlord is going to starve to death. The rent was too high. Where did I go wrong there? I think 100% trying to actually explain what was going on at the same point in time as playing. It's a bit frantic. It is a bit frantic. I have played a couple of games of this already. And once you get into the flow state, that's where you need to get, is into the flow state where you've pretty much memorized the recipes off by heart and you are operating at a high level, throwing that stuff out, especially getting the upgrades that allow you to increase the rate of the conveyor belt, the upgrades that allow you to double the amount of food that you're making, and with a bit more playtime, you're going to start kind of banking on certain upgrades coming out. So there was a couple of different recipes there that included salmon. And if I had taken them, then we would have gotten huge multipliers with the upgrade double salmon. Now I've started up again just to show off some more aspects of the game and actually concentrate on thinking as opposed to explaining what's going on. I want to experience some of the chaos that this game has to throw at you. Also nice, customers have a chance to take another dish that is passing them instead of what they've ordered. Now, the image here shows somebody who demanded a very complex dish, instead taking the most simple dish that can be made. I'm gonna see what type of anarchy and chaos this throws out. So I think somebody wanted this and they took the very simplistic meal instead. Another aspect that it's rather difficult to keep an eye on as you're frantically trying to remember what recipes consist of is this multiplier. So here, anti-rice, while the rice cooker is idle, dishes gain 10x. So I'm going to take this. And we have here at the bottom our multiplier. I think this is, I'm going to have to pause very quickly. I think this is how many chips our cards are worth, and then how much multiplier the Joker cards are contributing. I think that's the way it works. So, what that's going to do is that became an 8 by 20, so that works the price, I believe. There's some poop. And I had to pay the poop, make the poop go away. I had to pay the poop to make the poop go away. So here we have 8 by 20. And that goes out as a 160. Frantic Bedlam Mayhem. We have more options. So as we have, I think we filled out our recipe book, we're beginning to see more and more and more of these becoming available now. So customers will tip more. That's generally what we want. Tips make the world go round. Tip your goblins. Always remember to tip your goblins. Bigger containers are also fantastic. Refilling the containers refills 20% more material in a single order. And then we have unique. If there are only unique ingredients on the sushi mat, gain +5 for each ingredient. So the only one that would impact at the moment would be the onigiri, because there are 2 unique items and we can actually see the base multiplier and the base price. But for these, there's 2 rice, and 2 salmon, so that wouldn't kick in there. So what we're going to go for instead, money. Give me money. I don't need the money, my landlord needs the money. And really, that's who we're working for here. As can be seen, I'm getting a lot of people ordering the, the salmon nigiri. So we have 2 very good options here. Fishy business speeds up the conveyor belt, depending on how many items with salmon are on it. I'm going to go for this one instead though, the salmon last please, because I do tend to end up putting salmon last on the dish. So there we get a big multiplier, and that's added nearly 100 gold to the price. I wonder, could somebody else decide that they want to take the dish and eat it? Hell's bells, what absolute anarchy. So we can actually see at the moment that some people are coming in ordering milkshakes or strawberry shakes, and they are taking them automatically. I don't need to worry about the strawberry juice anymore. The other thing is that people are coming in ordering multiple items, so that's another upgrade that I got. So some people will come in and order up to 3 items at a time. I also have this the rice cooker on constantly because it's now providing 30x multiplier every time it's cooking, and that's basically the basics of Goblin Sushi. There is a bit of a challenge once we get to the end to fight, I think we're maybe halfway there, to fight the king. The king will arrive and dump his children on us. And we have to try and feed all his children rapidly, feed them a variety of different items. But the most important thing is that we look after our landlord, that bastion of the economy, the landlord who appears every once in a while and demands our money. Keeping the landlord alive, that is the true goal, the true objective of a real sushi chef. So I never cared too much for this style of game. This would have been a very kind of popular Flash style game going back over 20 years and older, but I really like what Old Cake Factory has done here in adding new life to the genre. The fact that you kind of build your menu over time, select the items that you want, and then build out a selection of upgrades that are going to synergize with that. The other thing I really like is what they've done with the Twitch integration. I'm looking forward to using this, where basically members of your chat can order items from the menu. So you can open up the menu and they can see that order 1 will get them the onigiri, order 2 will get them the gunkan maki. So what you can basically do is build synergies using your upgrades and then bully chat into spamming orders for one specific item that is going to generate the most amount of money. And then chat, of course, will instead spam order 1, the cheapest item on the menu. So I'm going to be playing some of this over on Twitch. Check out the link in the description to follow me over there and watch me probably have a mental breakdown as people keep screaming orders at me and as I keep flooding the conveyor belt with poop. A big thank you again to Old Cake Factory for sending me on a copy of Goblin Sushi to check out. The demo is going to go live on the 30th of August, so head on down to the description, check out the link there to wishlist the game or to play the demo yourself. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you again in future. Maybe we can go and get some sushi, get some onigiri, or maybe some poop. I've heard it's quite good.